Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Rowls Racing, your one-stop shop for everything motorsport that's going on in the world at this point in time. I suppose I'll jump straight into it. The big news today is that Formula One is back after their summer break. They are back and they are running out on track as we speak. As of recording, Ferrari are 1 and 2. And so it will be interesting to see in this kind of second part of the season, can Ferrari save their season? They have the car, they do not have the team management, they do not have the personnel on the pit wall that are really good enough to put them in the conversation as championship contenders, which is obviously a shame for Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. They have the car, and the hardest thing in Formula One is to have the car. Now, with regards to how they save this, they really, you would hope over the summer break, have had some conversations in boardrooms about strategy and about how they are going to take it to the Red Bulls. Mercedes are going to come back. That championship team is not going to leave it all out on the table. And they are really going to have to push this kind of tail end of the season. I think it's going to lead to some really incredible racing if we can get to a situation where it is Max, Lewis and Charles running 1, 2, 3 and running close. That's going to be an incredible end to this Formula One season. Probably won't be quite as incredible as last season, whereby we had Max and Lewis who were running very, very close the entire time, and obviously ran a little bit too close. Silverstone was one of those moments, but we're going to see. We're going to see if Ferrari can turn their season around, and that's going to be a really interesting one to watch this weekend. And so if you do have a couple of hours and you want to see what's going on with regards to Formula One, they are over in Belgium. That Spa-Francorchamps course is one of the great courses in motorsport history. Eau Rouge, if you don't know it, is a corner that is one of the most amazing pieces of human design. It's one of the historic tracks, as I said, and watching the cars go up there at 120, 130 miles an hour out onto the Kessel Straight is one of the great kind of pictures in motorsport. So if you do have the time this weekend, I implore you, go and have a look at that. It's going to be a very interesting one. Belgium also loves to change the weather on people, so there have been times where it has been rain on the last lap and things like that, so it should be a very interesting one. Just to round out the Formula One news, the other big one today that came out is that Audi will be entering Formula One. They are entering it with a separate engine and chassis design than the Porsche outfit that will also be under the VW group, but those two entities will be separate. So that's going to be interesting to see how those two teams, with essentially an unlimited war chest at this point in time, will kind of go and take the fight to each other, and we're going to see how those two manufacturers really go at it. Now, Audi, no stranger to the top flight of motorsport, have won Le Mans 6, 7, 8 times, many of those back to back. They were so dominant in Le Mans that the FIA World Endurance Championship changed the rules a number of times on them, and they're no stranger to new technologies. They were the first people to win with a diesel. They have an incredible support staff back there that know what it is to win championships, and on kind of putting them against Ferrari for a moment, in a Le Mans race, you run an entire Formula One season worth of mileage in 24 hours. So they are not strangers to reliability. They're not strangers to reliability going fast either, which is a big one. So that's going to be interesting to see kind of how that works, and obviously just see kind of where the regulations go in the time up to that 2026 proposed launch there for Audi. But kind of segueing now into endurance off the back of that kind of Audi situation, the next FIA World Endurance Championship is the 6 Hours of Fuji. That is in 2 weeks. That's on the 11th of September. My personal favourite form of motorsport is the Endurance Championships. There's a couple of reasons for that. One is the multi-class racing. You have this year now with the hypercar class that replaced the LMP1, so they are the as you would imagine by the name, the hypers, the fastest that go out there. You then have LMP2, which is our kind of classic, what you would think of as a race car. And then you have the GTE Am and the GTE Pro. And so you have the pro drivers in their Corvettes, in their Porsches, in their Ferraris. And they're all running on the same track. So no shortage of overtakes there, no shortage of moments whereby a very fast car is coming past another very fast car, but yeah, it really is. If you are into motorsport and you've never watched an endurance race, I would say go and do that, go and have a look at that, because it really is incredible to see what are legitimately fast cars. Porsche 911, GT2s, that Corvette racing, they are fast cars, they are fast road cars, and they are made to look like they're standing still. They're made to look like they're kind of children's toys, playing with the big boys over there from Toyota, from Peugeot, from Alpine. Those hypercars are really kind of coming into their own, and it's going to be very interesting to see in this now run into Le Mans, which is in June next year, in this run in, how that hypercar class evolves and kind of finds its feet within this motorsport space. And on the kind of back end of that, another thing to be excited about is those hypercars, they do have to produce some road cars that look and sound and perform like those hypercar entries. And so what we might see is we might see those Aston Martin Valkyries out there. We might see some kind of McLaren running. We're definitely going to see entries from Ferrari. Porsche have said that they're going to put their hat back in, and obviously Porsche, incredible history over there at Le Mans and in endurance racing generally. So going to be very interesting to see how that hypercar class evolves, and what we as civilians might one day be able to kind of stand next to and look at as the hypercars come to the road. So that's going to be great. Then finally, rally. If you guys aren't necessarily road racers, maybe some people who enjoy NASCAR, who look at road racing as a little bit of a kind of a European folly over there, and you'd like your cars to kind of just be going fast and be on the limit the entire time, rally might be something for you to check out. Now, the Belgian rally just finished. The next one is over there in Greece. That starts on the 8th of September. And if you have never seen a rally car go sideways through the woods around about 120, 130 mile an hour, if you ever get the chance to, go do it. Very exciting racing. The onboards in rally are, you watch most of them now and you think that they're sped up. It's absolutely unbelievable the car control these guys have. Lots of people dip in and out of endurance racing, go over to rally and back and forth. So you'll see some of your favorite drivers over there. And yeah, incredible action going on over in the Rally World Championship at the moment. So if that is something that you've never checked out, go and have a look and see how those cars slide around, because it is truly incredible, and they might actually be the fastest thing on four wheels, which is saying something considering all of what I've just spoken about and all of those manufacturers. But rally might legitimately be the fastest thing on four wheels. So have a look at that. That's coming out in a week over there. And yeah, Greece, it's an interesting course. It's very dusty. It's got some hard tarmac that they really fly through, but they are on the limit the entire time, and it's tight, twisty, rocky roads. So one mistake can cost you very big over there. Beyond that, there's a whole bunch of things going on with regards to IndyCar, but I won't keep you forever. If you have any comments, you want to know what I want to cover, then this is a brand new channel. It really is just kind of open to suggestion at this point in time, and hopefully as it gets bigger and it evolves, I'll be able to put some graphics up and things like that, so you'll be able to see the cars that I'm talking about. But thank you for joining me for the first one. This is Rowls Racing. Have a fabulous weekend.